Precinct Officer of 500 Yaquatsa under Commander Jenny Hanna. My organization is the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. And our job is to teach Blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians the truth of the Bible. The truth of the Bible today will be referring to brotherhood, and the topic will be brotherhood can solve conflict. So my question is, why is that important for our people to understand that the spirit behind brotherhood can solve a lot of different conflicts among our people? Why is that? Well, first, though, I'll go to the definition of what does the word conflict means in the definition. So the word conflict in the definition means a clash, struggle, or serious disagreement between people, groups, ideas, or forces. Right. And why is that important for us to know? Because by our people being a diverse people, though, we have different opinions about a lot of things, though. Of course, when it comes to the truth of the Bible, we should all come to one agreement, one accord, and one body. That's one thing. That's understandable. But as far as like opinions on certain things about, let's say, if it's video games, sports, business, music, fighting, things of that nature, though, we all are entitled to our opinions. But the problem is, though, is that our people, sometimes when our opinions don't like want to be agreeable to another, to someone else, though, because we have thoughts or entitled to opinions on someone else, though, then sometimes it can come to serious arguments to the point, though, like we may start having an altercation towards one another, though. So my point is, though, brotherhood will solve our issues when it comes to us having conflict. We all got different ideas about certain things, though. This not referring to the truth of the Bible, though, but we all have ideas and opinions and choices on certain other things, though, that we may agree or disagree to, even like in the Bible, like in the truth, though, right? When we teach the truth to our brothers and sisters, though, a lot of them can get offended, though, because Christianity is something that has brainwashed our people, though, and Christianity made a lot of our people too emotional about every single thing. We get too offended, and we end up starting to have conflict towards one another, though, when that should never happen, though. So I'm going to bring out the precepts referring with brotherhood and conflict, and how it can help us solve conflict, though, so we don't start brawling and being in altercations and unaliving each other, though. We don't want that, though. That's the last thing we want to ever happen. So I'm going to go to Matthew chapter 18, verse 15, right? And we're going to read what Christ said, though, because we say we love Jesus Christ, right, though? But if we really love Jesus Christ, though, we got to understand what Jesus Christ is saying out of his mouth. We got to understand what Yahweh Shai is referring to us, though, so that we don't start to go off or start doing something that we're going to regret, or even sometimes say something that we may regret if we get offended, and if we start to have conflict towards one another, though. Right. So this is the book of Matthew, chapter 15, Slakia. The book of Matthew, chapter 18, verse 15. Moreover, if thy brother shall trespass against thee. So what Christ's bringing out, though, is that if any brother or sister trespass against you, right, This is especially referring to brothers and sisters that is affiliated in the school under command of Jenny Hanado. You know, if thy brother if thy brother shall trespass against thee, you know, if a brother bum rush you, if a brother step on your shoes, you know, if a brother says something to you and you get offended, right? This is what happens. Go and tell him his fault between thee and him alone. So you go up to that brother or that sister and let them know that you were offended and you didn't like what was said of him or her, or you didn't like how if the brother or sister like um did something physical to offend you, if they bump into you, if they bum rushed you, or if they step in your shoes or something like that, that could be another situation too, though, because a lot of times in this society, though, you know, you stepping on a brother Air Force Ones or Timberlands, though, you know what I'm saying? That's a living landmine, you know what I'm saying? They'd be ready to start swinging, you know. And all that is learned behavior from our oppressors in this society. You know, we're not supposed to do that though. You know, we gotta learn to have compassion and mercy towards one another. You know, like especially if it's something that you may feel being offended, if it's something somebody said that offends you, or if somebody that does sometimes physically minor that's offends you though. You know what I'm saying? Step on your shoes, uh, knock your glass of orange juice over, you know, knock your coffee over, but it wasn't intentional, you know what I'm saying, or bum rush you, or you know, or things of that nature. So we want to go even like in the world too though, like depending on the situation though, you go to that brother or sister that's in the world though, especially if you know the truth though, and pull them to the side, let them know that you didn't like how that brother or sister addressed a certain situation. It was something that they said that offended you, or if it was something that they even did physically that's minor though. You know what I'm saying? Again, if they stepped on your shoes, if they knocked your coffee over, if they, you know, bum rushed you, you know, if they bumped you to the side or something like that. But normally, like it was like a negligence or a mistake like that, though. You know, it wasn't like really intentional. We want to be mindful of that, though. You know, you want to go to them and them alone, because if it, why is Christ saying that though? Because first and foremost, though, we don't want to put nobody out on the spot, though. You know, we don't want to try to embarrass nobody. We don't want to try to make nobody look bad or shame nobody. So this type of situation, you always want to if you get offended by a brother or sister in the school, or even that's outside the school, sometimes depending on the circumstance though, um you want to pull his brother or sister to the side and address them though. Like if, like in the school though, we already know, like if there's a man that's above you, you be like sir, or you be Salakia sir, or sir, man, have a talk with you, you know, for a second, pull you to the side, you know, or sis, you know, can I address you for a minute though? Right. And then you let that brother or sister know the situation. What was the offense? Right. If he shall hear thee, thou hast gained thy brother. So if whatever brother or sister you're speaking to though, that you know that you say that offended you, if they hear you though, like if they apologize, like Salakia, I apologize for stepping on your shoes or knocking over your coffee, or I apologize for something that I said that offended you, and I shamed you, or I embarrassed you, or I made you feel bad or anything, or made you feel some type of way. You know, if the brother or sister that offended you, if they admit that if there was their fault though, right, then thou hast gained thy brother. And a lot of times that's very spiritual and it's logical though, because a lot of times when a brother or sister do admit that it was their fault and they apologize for the offense though, whether it was minor physical or if it was verbal, you know, a verbal abuse though, then most of the time they would try to like do something nice for you. They would try to like speak to you in a more friendlier, brotherly manner, sisterly manner. They want to, they would try to, because they're in their mind, or they're trying to get close with you, and that's how you build a relationship of brotherhood or sisterhood. You know, and the scriptures just said, "Thou hast gained thy brother." That's what that's all about, though. We want to keep the nation great, though. You know what I'm saying? We don't want to just only keep it holy separate, though, but we want to keep the nation great. We want to keep us maintained. We don't want to go against each other or have some type of conflict or altercation against each other, because us doing that, though, that is what's going to make us not watch each other's back when something goes down, when it's to a point that we have to protect each other. We're not. But for verse 16 in Matthew chapter 18 verse 16, but if he will not hear thee, so if any brother in the school or outside the school, depending on the circumstance, you know what I'm saying, if they don't hear you, if he will not hear thee, like if they don't believe that if it's their fault after to you address it to them in private, then take with thee one or two more, that in the mouth of two or three witnesses every word may be established. So a lot of times, like in situations like this, though, there will be people surrounded by when a situation like this happened, though. Like if a brother or sister verbally offends you, or if a brother or sister minor um, physically offends you, like I was saying, they stepped on your shoes, or knocked your coffee over, or your soda over them, it's ways how to deal with that, though. Usually it would be people around, though. So the people that's around, though, those usually be like witnesses, like one or two more brothers that stand around to witness the whole situation that happened, and you could utilize them for far as like if you want to take for counsel, or you utilize them to back up what you're saying. Three witnesses, every word may be established. So that way, like the whole point of those two or three witnesses, though, so it's known that you're not just saying anything and it's not what you say it is, right? The people, the two or three brothers that was there, though, they was there around when the situation had happened, though. So that's what that means, though. Verse 17, and he showed neglect to hear them, tell it to the church, though. So the offender, right? If the offender still decides to reject the situation of them offending you verbally or minor physically, though, but you had the two to three witnesses to back that up, though, then that's to the point, though. In the school, though, we take it to council. We take it, that what it's referred to, tell it to the church, though. We take it to the council. The generals will set up the council on a designated day and time, and then they take it from there. And then the general, captain, or officer that's in charge of the council would be the judge to decide on who's right and who's wrong, along with the two, three witnesses or brothers or officers that witnessed the whole situation. You know what I'm saying? Even if a captain witnessed that situation. I believe like a trooper as well too, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, because it's still good to have a man of righteousness in the truth, though, to witness a situation and you try to address it, right? So that could be helpful too. But if he neglect to hear the church, let him be unto thee as a heathen man and publican. So in the school, though, like if a brother, if a brother, regardless of what their rank is, though, you know what I'm saying, if they are the offender and they reject to they don't want to admit that they offended this brother or sister, and they reject the counsel, they're going to be dealt with accordingly, though, by the school. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times, you know what I'm saying, it could be rank loss or kicked out the school, because we don't play games, because we gotta make sure this school is pure, not just holy, but pure, and the school is healthy, it's spiritually healthy, and it's physically healthy as well too. But primarily spiritually healthy. We don't want no corrupt people in the school. We don't want no corrupt brothers and sisters in the school. What I mean by the school got to be pure, healthy, spiritually at a spiritual level. You know, and also like in the world though, treat it as a heathen man and a publican though. Like in the world though, what I'm saying, you can forget about it though. We just don't want to be. We don't want to like be bothered with you though. But I know in the school though, in that situation though, it's gonna be like the person, the offender though, that's in the wrong though, or if they reject going to the council, whether they're right or wrong though, and the offender reject going to the council though, regardless of what the situation is though, they're gonna be dealt with at a serious level though. Like I said, rank loss, suspended, restricted from doing things, or more than likely kicked out the school, because in our school though, we our code of conduct and the way how we do things according to the Bible and under the leadership commander Jenny Hanna though, we take it very seriously though. We don't play games. So we just understand to be mindful for that though. Like if you're required to go to counsel, whether you're the offender or the one that's offended, when it's time to go to counseling, you need to show up. You know, in the world, that's kind of different though. It's righteous ways to address it in the world though. You know what I'm saying? But this is why we say when you get under Commander Jenny Hunter though, in the world, obviously you know how to address it though. Like somebody in the world, just ignore them. Just don't deal with them no more. You know what I'm saying? Just walk away. Unless like the person that you try to build with or deal with righteously though, try to offend you, attack you physically though. Other than that, just walk away. Just don't deal with them no more. As far as like people that's in the world though, but in the school, everything's gonna be dressed though. You know what I'm saying? If a brother or sister offends somebody in school, and whether they're guilty or innocent though, if it's required to deal with counseling, then counseling must occur. And then the general, captain, or officer that who is a qualified, certified counselor will take it from there, along with any witnesses that was around the situation that happened. That's how that works though. And the thing is though, we want to like we want to destroy and get rid of any type of conflict in the school or anywhere where we deal with our people though. You know what I'm saying? And that's the whole point of um righteous brotherhood though. We want to do away with all sorts of conflict, because conflict um brings drama. You know what I'm saying? Conflict brings all sorts of altercations. Conflict will start to bring rumors that shouldn't even be brought up, and all types of gossiping and negative things that can destroy our people physically, spiritually, and mentally. And we don't need that. That's why we say we got to keep the school holy, which is separate, quarantine. We gotta keep the school pure. You know what I'm saying? We gotta keep it healthy. You know what I'm saying? Our mind, our thought process got to be healthy at all times. And I'm sure like the years I've been in the school though, there's plenty of brothers throughout in all these different zones that we can talk to. It got like my thing is it got to be some brother, some officer, some captain, some general, somebody you can talk to at the school. It got to be somebody like I always have to like to use myself for example, to avoid conflicts and altercations. There's plenty of officers. No, there's some captains that I speak to at different zones, and there's a whole lot of officers that I talk to in different zones that build my spirit up and keep me zealous and keep me right in the right mind and keep me executing brotherhood in its proper manner. That's what I love about the school. That's why this troop under command of Jenny Hanna is so addicting. You know, let's go to Psalms 133:1. No matter of fact, before I even do that part, let's go to 1 John 4:20 real quick. 1 John. Because again, our topic refers to brotherhood can help solve conflict. You know what I'm saying? With the proper brotherhood, we could solve any type of conflict that's going on. You know, we could fight those demons that's trying to destroy us. This is the book of 1 John chapter 4, verse 20. Right? 1 John chapter 4, verse 20. If a man say, I love God. Now here's the kicker though, right? A lot of brothers and sisters, matter of fact, everybody in general, you know what I'm saying, say they love God, right? You hear that all the time in this society. Everybody claim and say they love God, right? Or the Most High. If a man say, I love God, right? And hateth his brother, right? You say you love God, right? But at the same time, in your mind, in your thought process, you hate your own brother that's in the same neighborhood as you. You hate your own brother that go to the same high school, grammar school, college as you do. You hate your own brother, race, or nation of people that work at the same workforce as you, right? Right? He is a liar, just for the record, though. And that's the problem with Christianity. Christianity and other religious groups outside the truth of the Holy Bible claim to say they love the Most High, but in their mind, they hate their brothers and sisters. So, according to the Most High understanding, you are a liar. You are a hypocrite. You know, for he that loveth not his brother whom he have seen, right? Because we see our race, nation of people in the ghettos, gutters, boroughs, and reservations every single day. Like I said, in the workforce, in college, in high school, in grammar school, shoot, even in freaking what's that joint called? The Heritage Center, you know. Right. Um, we see these people, we see our people every single day at most of when we go out in society. But the Most High, the creator of all things that we claim to love out the Holy Bible, we've never seen him before. We never met him before. We never talked to him before. We never did. But we say we believe in the Most High and we love the Most High and we want the Most High to forgive us and redeem us, right? But at the same time, though, in our mind, though, we have a grudge against our own people. We envy, no, I say we covetous over our own people, though, whether they got a nice car, a beautiful wife, you know, vice versa. A sister covetous over a man, another sister because she got a man of righteousness, you know, a man that fears the Lord, you know. A sister is jealous of a brother because he got multiple wives, you know. These are just examples of breaking out though. You covetous of somebody material products, house, jewelry, car, you know what I'm saying? Loved ones, you know. all types of things, though, but you expect uh, for the Lord to forgive and love you, though. And these people that you go against, though, you start to have conflict with them. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a thing, like, you start to hate on them. You know what I'm saying? You start to have bad thoughts, though, on, like, you want something bad to happen to them, though, and you want them to fail at whatever they got going on. See, the Lord doesn't like that. The Lord cannot be with you if you that type of way, because all those type of things results in conflicts. You know what I'm saying? Your thought process, like when you think about negative things on your own brothers and sisters, but you don't even, whether you know them or don't know them. The sadder thing is, though, you don't, like, these these could be brothers and sisters of your same race, so you don't even know nothing about them. But in your mind, you want you want bad things and terrible things to happen to them, or you want them to fail and not succeed. And even like with the brothers and sisters that you do know, that you see and talk to almost every day, whatever, though, you know, or encounter, though, you know what I'm saying, you want them to fail, you want them to suffer or whatever, you want to unalive them or beat them up or, what I'm saying, do all types of negative things to them, though. The Lord can't be on your side for that. If it's anything, the Most High is going to destroy you. He's going to destroy your mind. He's going to destroy your spirit, and then he's going to physically destroy you. Right. Verse 21. Right. And this commandment have we from him, that he who love God love his brother also. So in order for us to understand how we love the Most High, we gotta love our own people, love our own brothers, though, because this is a commandment right here that's in the New Testament, though, that we gotta learn to love and forgive our own brothers and sisters. We gotta have compassion. We gotta have mercy. We gotta be patient, and far as like being patient, all of us have different personalities and different types of characters. So we got to deal with each other accordingly. I deal with a lot of brothers and sisters entirely different from these certain types of other brothers and sisters that I deal with. That's just how that is. So that's the whole point of us having patience and having mercy and compassion towards one another. We are all different. We're not freaking robots. All right. You know, right. So that's something we need to understand. That's another way how we can fight conflict and resist us getting into any altercations with each other. You know, let me go to first I'm gonna go to First John chapter 3, verse 15, right here. Um, whosoever hateth his brother is a murderer. So, like I was saying before, though, you know what I'm saying? How can you expect for the Most High to love and forgive you when you have grudges and hatreds towards your own people or your own brother? They don't make sense, you know? Right. The Bible, the God of the Bible simply says that whosoever hated his brother is a murderer. So in your mind, if you hate your own brother or sister who is your same nation or race of people, though, then according to God, you're a murderer, though, because when you hate your own brothers and sisters, you want them to be unalive. You want them to not to fail. You want them to never be successful. You want them to suffer. That's not a good thing. You never want to. You never should wish that upon no brother or sister. Shouldn't do that. Right. The Most High says in First John chapter 3, verse 15, whosoever hateth his brother is a murderer. Right. So if you hate your brother in your thought process, then you, according to God, you're a murderer. And ye know that no murderer hath eternal life abiding in him. Though. Right. If you hate and have grudges and have bad thoughts and conflicts towards one to destroy your own brother or sister, you know what I'm saying? That's your same nation or race of people, though, then the Most High said you don't deserve to be in the book of life. You don't deserve the kingdom of heaven. Just like that. So that's to understand that in this truth under command of Jenny Honda, though, but matter of fact, even in general, though, like a lot of brothers that claim to say they believe in God and they love Jesus and all this other stuff, though, but in your thought process, you negative and you negative about a specific brother or sister that's of your same nation or race, or you're not saying, which is not good. Don't do that. Don't be that way. You want God to love you. You want Christ to redeem you, right? So, what in the hell in your mind makes you think you could just have hatred or war conflict on your own brother or sister, which is your race or nation of people? Though they are not your enemies, right? I tell a brother or sister of Negro, Latino, and First Nation people out in the world, though, I let them know, hey, I'm not your enemy. Your enemy is the one that's redlining you, firing you, first, hiring you lies, oppressing you, putting drugs in your neighborhoods. Your enemy is the one that's abuse you because they got authority, because they got a gun and badge. Your enemy is the one that's doing all types of war tactics to destroy our people as a nation, physically, mentally, and spiritually. So that's something we need to understand. You know, let's go to